Host L.A. Marzulli. This is Politics, Prophecy, and the Supernatural Report. Hey folks, I was watching Ancient Aliens last Friday. So today is April 30th. So a couple of days ago, Friday night, brand new show. And I just sat there. In fact, I called my good friend Richard Shaw after it was done, and I just said, it could have come right out of my presentations. And I've been on Ancient Aliens season 1 and season 2. Basically, what they were doing, I would say something, and they would kind of twist it to their narrative. And that's fine. It's their show. They can do whatever they want. But from that came the Watchers series, all 12 of our Watchers series. That was the nexus. That's what launched the actual series. And of course, now we've got the Watchmen Chronicles, my new series. And there's 3 installments in that. We're working on number 4. All that to say this, I was taken aback by what I was seeing on Ancient Aliens. They are talking full-blown disclosure. And they're talking that it's going to happen soon. And the reason for that has to do with Tucker Carlson. I'm going to play you this clip. Some of you have seen it before, and I'm just going to mute the sound real quick, and let me see if I can get this up. Nope, hold on. Back we go. Okay. Watch this.
UFOs have been the stuff of conspiracy theorists for decades, often mocked for talking about it, but maybe they shouldn't be mocked. Commander David Fravor spent 18 years as a naval aviator pilot.
Okay, let's stop right here. Here's something to think about. First of all, Lieutenant Fravor is an unknown. He's an unknown entity. He doesn't have a blog, doesn't have a book. He's not going on a book tour like Comey is. We won't go there, will we? It's Monday. I'll be nice. But he doesn't have a book. He's basically a non-entity. And you'll notice right here, what do we have? We've got what was classified UFO footage, and now all of a sudden, boom, it's on Fox News. How does that happen? How does that happen? It's not by accident, it's by design. We live, as Chuck Missler would say, in a managed agenda. So who calls up Tucker Carlson's producer, because he's not answering the phone, and goes, hey, we want this guy Fravor on because we want to disclose the so-called extraterrestrial presence. This happened in December of 2017. I have blogged about it. I've talked about it incessantly. But you know what? I got to keep bringing this up. I'm not going to let it die. Ancient Aliens, they're all ready for the alien saviors to come down. That's what they believe. I believe it's the coming great deception. So we have a real disparity in our thinking, in our ideology, in our worldview, as it were, in the paradigms in which we operate under. So let's roll the clip. Let's watch more of what Tucker says, and I'll skip along and comment on this. Go ahead.
In 2004, he had an unforgettable encounter with an aircraft he said was defying the laws of physics.
Right there.
Former Commander Fravor joins us tonight. Thanks a lot for coming on tonight. Tell us what you saw.
Well, we had launched on a routine training mission. When we joined up, we were told that the event was going to be canceled and that we have real-world tasking, and we were sent out to the west. Now, take in mind that this has taken place about 100 miles southwest of San Diego, between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico,
Yep.
On a clear, perfect day, blue waters. We get out to the spot where they tell us it's at. We start looking around, and both airplanes see disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right, nothing. So as we drive around in a clockwise flow, we get to about the 9 o'clock position, and I said, well, I'm going to go down and check it out, and the other jet is going to stay high. So as we go down, when we get to the 12 o'clock position, it starts to mirror us. So it's in a clockwise flow, and it's on the opposite side of the circle from us. And we continue this. It's in a climb. We're in a descent. We're getting a great look at it. This whole thing takes about probably up to 5 minutes from the time we show up. I get over to the 8 o'clock position. It's at about the 2 o'clock position, and I decide I'm going to go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me. And I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
Okay, get this. That rapid acceleration is something that, as far as I'm aware of, we don't have anything that's like that. And he'll even state that. Listen to what he says.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics,
I'm going to skip this part. I want to get to what Tucker Carlson says, because this is really interesting here. Listen to what he says here.
There's, talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force with that acceleration.
it doesn't sound like the human body could. So bottom line, what do you think this was?
Here it goes.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
When presumably you expressed that belief to your superiors, what did they say?
Actually, we caught a lot of grief getting back to the boat, and it got passed off as an event that no one could explain.
See the way and this is the old guard. So they see something. He writes a report. It's nothing they can explain. You didn't see anything, and it's all kept hush hush until somebody somewhere trots this guy Fravor out along with what was classified footage. And all of a sudden it's on primetime news on Fox Channel. This is disclosure. This happened in December. You would think that my phone would be ringing off the hook, emails would be coming in, flatlined, nothing. I had one phone call from one pastor. That's it. The church is not dealing with this. Most people are not dealing with this. And the whole point of this PPS report, it's a warning. It's a warning. If ancient aliens, which is the other side of the aisle, ideologically from where I am, they believe it's extraterrestrial. I believe that these craft are interdimensional. They're talking about it. They're talking about it. The church has millions and millions of people who assemble every Sunday. This is the coming great deception, like it or not. And it's here. It's not pie in the sky anymore. It's not tinfoil hat nonsense anymore. It's right in your face. It's on Fox News. It's on Fox News. Let's continue.
Now, keep in mind, they had been tracking these for 2 weeks prior to us seeing it, and this was the first time that manned airplanes had been airborne when the objects appeared.
This feels like a really big story to me. It's not exactly clear why Vladimir Putin's more interesting than this. I think this seems like a big deal. And Commander, I appreciate your taking the time to talk to us about it. You seem sober and believable, and I appreciate it.
So the question is, how does Tucker Carlson, where does this guy come from? And who picks up the phone and goes, yeah, we want this guy on, and then he's on. And he's on very quickly. And that is alarming to me, absolutely alarming to me, because what it shows is that there's a managed agenda. There's a deep state. There's a shadow government, which is manipulating and not only manipulating but basically keeping the narrative where they want it. They're manipulating a narrative and they're keeping a narrative where they want it. They dominate the narrative. They are now leaking this stuff out, this information out. Same thing, and you'll notice December 18th, 2017, we had rapid information that came out at the end of December. The government admits it studies UFOs. Whoa, wait a minute. The government admits that it's, well, how does that work? Do they look at old black and white photographs? And trade them like baseball cards. I'll trade you one over Sonora for two over Roswell. How does that sound? I mean, what do they do? How do they study UFOs? Are they back engineering alien crash testing on retrieved alien bodies? I mean, these are all legitimate questions. And this came out December 18th, 2017. So it's not a conspiracy anymore. This is another gentleman on Tucker Carlson, former Pentagon official. No one wants to risk their careers talking about UFOs. This has been the dirty little secret throughout. It's in the church, and of course, obviously, it's all throughout the Air Force. You heard what Fravor said, that they just kept it on the wraps. This guy's saying the same thing. Tuva Stars Academy. I'm going to roll this. You can check it out. It's kind of a long clip, and I'm just going to skip through it. The bottom line is here. The bottom line here is this: that disclosure is ongoing. Disclosure is ongoing. And when I'm at conferences, you'll see this in the offer that we're going to present at the end of this presentation here. I ask the people in the audience, how many of you have seen a UFO, orbs, lights in the sky, had an encounter with an entity or a being, had sleep paralysis? It's always 25 to 35% of the people in the audience. Sometimes it's higher. than that. People raise their hands. And these are people at Christian conferences, for the most part, that have never told their pastor because of the ridicule, have never said anything to anybody about anything because of the ridicule. So, former Pentagon official, no one wants to risk their career talking about UFOs. And let's see if we can get this thing to play. No, we can't. Hold on, let me try it again.
You say these things are happening over the past 20 years. How many, roughly, would you say, credible sightings there have been by the U.S. military?
Yeah, it's hard to say over the last 20 years, and there's a difference. And one of the differences is that we're deploying much more capable sensors that provide a higher degree of fidelity. So
listen to what he
15
says.
years ago, we might get pilot reports saying, I saw a bright light out there. Now we're getting reports from an Aegis-class cruiser that says this thing came down from 80,000 feet, descended to 20,000 feet, dropped to 50 feet and hovered, then maneuvered towards the carrier, and then pilots are independently seeing it and confirming it and filming it. So
Mr. Miller, we're out of time. I hope this tape goes everywhere. Thank you for your bravery. Good to see you.
So the bottom line is Tucker Carlson's revealing this on Fox News, and there was actually several more disclosure events that happened. It is happening. And look, I'm just one guy here. I'm a watchman. I'm just one guy with a small little platform, but I'm waving my hands. You know what? And this is right to the church. When Noah preached for 120 years before the flood? How many followers did he get? Not many, right? Jeremiah, same thing. How many followers did he get? Not many. What about Isaiah? It's the same. Nothing has changed in thousands of years. Here I am flailing my arms, creating YouTube videos, and trying to be nice about it. Yeah, it's Monday morning, and I'm flailing my arms here, and I'm trying to shout out a warning. Because if I don't, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And pastors need to address not what I'm saying, but what's on Fox News. Because it's a game changer. When, not if, they reveal themselves. And they're already revealing themselves on Fox News. My gosh, what do you want? When we see a mile-wide craft just hover, now what? What do you think's going to happen? How are people going to react to that? See where I'm going with this? The New Agers, meanwhile, are talking about the event. And what this is a paradigm shift in consciousness. That's what they believe. And they'll be the arrest of, this is right from their website, the global elites who want a one-world government. There'll be arrest of the cabal. So if they arrest the cabal, but they're still going to have a one-world government, the reset of the financial system, how's that's going to work? Disclosure, the release of ET information, the beginning of a new financial system with prosperity funds for all humanity. That sounds like communism to me, so I'm extremely worried of that. The last one right here is something that I've been saying for 20 years. Humanity will enter a golden age, and they will have technology. The propulsion system that works those ships, that's what they'll give us. And they'll give us a little chip underneath the skin, which will extend our life 300 to 500 years. They're all ready for it. They're sitting there with open arms, welcoming these so-called extraterrestrials. The question is, they're not extraterrestrials. They are interdimensional beings. I want to show you a clip. And I got to double back here. And this is from Fatima 2. And when I show this clip, it's actually in the movie, and I'm going to show you a portion of it. As I show this clip from Fatima 2, at live audiences, people begin to stand up in their chairs. Some people rush the aisles because they want to get closer, because they've never seen anything like it. This is a composite clip from all over the globe, and I want you to watch this because it's incredibly telling, in my opinion.
What happened at Fatima is now in the far distant past. Over 100 years ago, events occurred which are still the subject of debate today. However, there have been numerous apparition sites since 1917.
This is why you need to pay attention.
Explore more of a strange phenomenon that is occurring in modernity. We will present real footage of so-called apparitions and ask you to determine what it is you are looking at. Can we really ascertain what these indistinct images of light are? You be the judge.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. The reason why you need to get this DVD, and you'll see the offer, after you watch this clip, what happened in Fatima 100 years ago is now happening in modernity. And now we've got Fox News, and we've got Ancient Aliens, and we've got the New Agers talking about the event. We are ramping up to something This is a warning. Check this out. So I want to show you something here. Right here. What you're looking at are amorphous blobs of light. That's all they are. It's impossible to ascertain or discern what it is we're looking at. It certainly isn't anything I can identify. But what people do, they'll see this little bit of blue here, and they'll go, oh, that's Mary, and that's Jesus, the baby Jesus, that's Joseph, and that's an angel. It's not any of those things, in my opinion. They are amorphous blobs of light, 2009 over a Coptic church in Egypt. The point I'm trying to make, folks, it is happening right now in modernity. It's happening right now. This is a warning video. And we're going to have a 48-hour super sale to get the word out. You get two things plus a bonus DVD. It's like really a $30 or to $40 offer, even more than that, more like a $50 offer with the bonus DVD for $19.99. You get Fatima 2, which is a must-see, and then you get, in their own words, UFOs Are Real, the Watchmen Chronicles. Both of these are the umbrella, the Watchmen Chronicles, but this one is on UFOs. It's an hour and 37 minutes long, and you basically got both films for $19.99. It's only a 48-hour sale. I know, I sound like a used car salesman to some people. Look, this is what we do for a living. This is my job. And I'm flailing my arms and stating this information is vital. It needs to get out. It needs to get out. So we're not giving it away, but we're really lowering the price, 48-hour sale. You need to get this information. You need to look at it. In fact, I was on Jim Paris's show last night. He told me on air he watched it a couple of times. I've had pastors come up to me at conferences and state, I watched, there was so much information in Fatima 2, I had to watch it 2 or 3 times to get it all. That's what's important. It's happening right under our noses. Wake up and get the people around you to wake up. Get this special offer, invite a bunch of friends over and talk about it. Get a dialogue going, because UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. That's all the time I have for. Thanks for watching PPS Report. Remember, I'll see you on the air or in the air. What if what happened in Fatima 101 years ago was much more complex than any of us could have imagined? What if there was a fourth witness hidden away for decades, and through the detective work of researcher Fina Diarmata, this witness was discovered and interviewed? In that interview, the fourth witness described seeing a being with blonde hair floating in midair above the same tree that the apparition would later appear over. What if the so-called angel hair that fell over the crowd is also reported by witnesses who have had close encounters with UFOs today? Then there is the dull silver disc, which flew over the 80,000 people gathered at Fatima, which seemed to create chaos as car windshields exploded, hoods flew open, and gasoline spontaneously combusted. What if there was a picture taken 101 years ago that lay undiscovered in the Fatima archives until one man, Jose Machado, had access to it? What he found may be a smoking gun. Then there are the numerous reports of apparitions and so-called sun miracles. But what are these really? Could they be harbingers of deception? This is Fatima 2, Strange Phenomenon.
Jingles worked on stains because it has gotten blood on my son's shirt, but would have never thought it would get the fish smell out of the dog in the carpet. Thank you for being a great stain and smell remover.
What are you waiting for, America? Go to buyjingos.com today.